Na-imagine ko ba na aabot sa ganito? Hindi. Yun yung pinaka-basic namin na parang if we were just to enjoy a simple life, ito lang talaga yung gagawin namin. Mag-farm, gagawa chocolate.
I eat, I breathe, I drink, I sleep. Everything I do is about chocolates talaga.
Sabi ko, what's the worst that could happen? Sabi ko, kakainin natin yung sarili nating chocolate.
We are surrounded by extraordinary entrepreneurs with an idea and the stubbornness to see things through. These are the stories of people who have found a way to follow their passion, build communities, and show the world what the Philippines is made of. This is Grit Expectations. Despite being the first country in Asia to grow cacao, the Philippines is now a net importer of chocolate. Based in Davao City, Ken and Shiela Lao are on a mission to flip the script, one chocolate bar at a time.
We're Cacao Culture. We're based in Davao City, Philippines, and we are a chocolate maker and curator of Philippine chocolates. So we have a retail area where we showcase all the Philippine chocolate products, and also we have a cafe where we serve pastries, chocolate drinks, and specialty chocolates that we produce in Cacao Culture.
Cacao Culture is a social enterprise that focuses on promoting local cacao and local chocolates. We are very passionate about producing Philippine chocolates and making sure that each and every Filipino gets to try it. When we started really from the trees and studied how we are able to make it and make it into a quality product that Filipinos could be proud of.
Long before cacao was a grocery store staple, it was a drink reserved for the Mesoamerican elites. The Spanish changed that. Through the Manila galleon trade, the trans-Pacific route connecting Acapulco to Manila, cacao arrived in the Philippines in the 1700s. A Jesuit priest named Juan Davila brought it in. The plant took to our land immediately, since the Philippines sits within the global cacao belt, tropical and humid, 10 to 15 degrees from the equator. Almost by accident, it was perfect. Manila was already one of Southeast Asia's wealthiest trading cities, rebuilt over centuries by galleon wealth flowing in from across the Pacific. Cacao was one of the many imported goods that quietly became local, folded into daily life until it no longer felt foreign. That history has a complicated present. The Philippines grows some of the finest cacao in the world. Most of it leaves as raw beans. The value gets finished somewhere else. Ken and Sheila decided that didn't have to be true anymore, especially here in Davao.
So before, our life was like tech startup, meeting with investors, and it was so stressful, I would say, and also very fast-paced. The latest venture that we did was a tech startup that we founded in 2012 together with my husband, Kenneth. So that's when we decided why not explore moving out of Manila.
The hectic lifestyle and the fast-paced lifestyle of Manila was something that we really wanted to re-evaluate. Is this the kind of lifestyle that we would want our children to be in?
So when we were looking for provinces to move to, we explored the North, Visayas, and Mindanao. But when we went to Davao, I guess it was also God's leading that we came here because we didn't really know what we will do. We just wanted to leave Manila and transfer elsewhere.
We gravitated towards Davao because ang laki kasi ng land area niya eh. Traveling 1.5 hours on either direction, you're still in Davao City. And then you could have access to agricultural land and then pati access sa dagat. So you could have access to it within the city. Unlike Manila that you have to go out of Manila to enjoy those things. I visited the local Department of Trade and Industry and asked for ano ba yung mga priority investments of Davao City. And they explained to me that one of the priority investments really is in agriculture. So fruit trees like durian, pomelo, And then you have coffee, coconut, and they mentioned cacao. No? After the seminar, siguro mga 3 days yon, I called Sheila. Sabi ko, Sheila, alam ko na yung gagawin natin sa Davao. We're gonna do cacao. We were looking for a farmland that we could lease. No? Even though we planted the seedlings at the farm, it will take siguro good 3 years before we could harvest from it. So we started partnering with local farmers, cooperatives, networking with them, and already helping them with purchasing from them, no? As they supply us with their cacao beans at that time. Habang tumatagal, yung farm namin nagiging mas productive.
So we're here at Cacao Culture Farm here in Gumalang, Kalinan, and right now we're harvesting the fruits, and they're breaking the pods so that we will be able to ferment the beans and then dry it after that. The simple journey of our cacao farming here is composed of planting and protection and processing and the profit. So in planning, we choose the right variety, manage the spacing, and also the nurturing of the seedling. No, harvesting and planting is just half of the job. It's very important that we protect the cacao trees, no, from pests and diseases. We do pruning because the sun is also a source of protection, sanitation. Yung sun kasi is a source of it's repellent for the insects and kasi ayaw nila yung sun. Yung kasing cacao is when you prune, they feel threatened. Parang akala nila papatayin sila. So magbe-bear sila ng more fruit, more flower. Just for parang survival, no? Pag na-ripe na siya, when na-ripe na, harvesting nila, yung itsura niya for the ripeness is nag-iiba siya ng color. No? Yung ibang traditional is parang pinapakinggan, pinipitik nila. They store it for 2 days muna because it makes the beans better, no? Bigger and more. And then, binibreak nila. And then, ngayon, piniferment na. And then, they're in the fermenting barrels. And then, after fermenting, dinadry. Tapos yung pods naman, we use it to make biochar. The cacao in Davao is quite unique because yung flavor niya can be considered premium flavors. No? It's more nutty, it's more fruity. The soil here in Davao is medyo volcanic siya. Temperature is also a factor. So that also influences the size, the color, and even the taste of the fruit.
While the cacao trees matured over 3 years, Ken and Sheila planted bananas and sold seedlings to sustain themselves.
So we attended bean-to-bar chocolate making. We attended cacao farming seminars that were sponsored by the Department of Trade and Industry of Davao Region. So we did a lot of Google, YouTube, university.
We're very blessed to go into an industry that is very passionate and very generous in terms of sharing their knowledge.
There was a class in Manila from APCA where they teach about chocolate making. In 2018, I decided to be full-time in cacao culture. I told Ken, this is the first time in a long time that I was so excited to go to class, stand for 8 hours, and do all these chocolates. So I told Ken, I think this is it. Because for some time, my identity has been tied to being in the IT industry, at work, as a project manager, like that. But over time, I would question, is this something that I want to do forever?
The Davao Chewies is a mix of texture, so it's crunchy, it's creamy, and then as well as it's very soft because of the marshmallow coating na ginamit natin, and also it has pistachio flavor in it and a little white chocolate for added sweetness. First step is we have to mash the lokot-lokot into tiny pieces, and then afterwards we have to mix it with the pistachio paste that we made in-house. We mix it with our white chocolate, which is the local chocolate that we use. After that, we scoop it and roll it into balls, and then we freeze it. And then afterwards, we separately prepare the marshmallow with the cocoa powder that is made in Davao. So we put the pistachio balls with lokot-lokot inside of that marshmallow. We roll it together and then we dip it in the cocoa powder mixture. Sa chocolate bars, we manually temper it. Since we have the automatic tempering machine, we use it for the bar. So the one that we made earlier is dark. So it has citrusy, it has floral, it has a deep dark taste in it. We're really proud that it's made in Davao and it's locally made here in our shop. What I love about our own product is hindi namin inaalis yung pagsuporta sa local ingredient that we can use in the Philippines. So for example, we use lokot-lokot, which is a very Mindanaoan. We opt to use lokot-lokot instead of the katayfi for our Davao Chewies and for our pistachio bites.
We have confectionaries also. We do Nama chocolate, and then we also do other confections like chocolate bonbons. Ang pinakamabili naman para sa mga bata, we have a product line called Rocket Cone Tips. So yung Rocket Cone Tips, dinevelop namin to kasi na-realize namin yung mga customers namin nung una, puro matatanda lang. Why don't we influence also the kids to enjoy Philippine chocolates? When we started Cacao Culture, since we were new in Davao, we didn't know where to sell. Initially, we are an online chocolate shop.
Around 2018, we were already doing online through Shopee and our own website. Pwede nilang bilhin and then ma-order na nila agad. So, yun yung aming way to get into the market without investing heavily sa store or without investing heavily on inventory for the malls.
We are fortunate enough that you can open a Shopee account for free and then do business anywhere. The couriers go to your area to pick up the orders, so we don't have any logistics cost. So it's not very costly for us to start a shop.
Alam mo yung underdog mentality. Siyempre, pag bago ka, hindi ka kilala ng malls, hindi ka kilala ng mga shops, so why would they carry your brand, di ba? The online shopping with Shopee was able to help us bring the products nationwide. Kahit wala kaming tindahan na physical, pwede nilang bilhin and then ma-order na nila agad.
So we gave out a lot of free products. When they order online, even if it's just tablea, we would add our other products like cacao nibs or cacao tea as sampler so that they will be able to try the other products that we carry. Because if they won't be able to try, hindi nila malalaman na masarap pala or quality yung products.
Philippines as a country, dahil marami tayong islands, sobrang hirap talaga yung logistics. And then we are also a tropical country. So the weather natin hindi talaga na-contribute sa products natin na chocolate, no? But hindi yon deterrent or hindi yon nag-stop sa amin to figure out a way on how to bring Philippine chocolate to your doorstep. Around 2019, there was a flood here in Davao sa area kung saan yung office namin. The water rose around chest deep. It wiped us out. The equipment, yung mga stocks namin, yung mga beans that we were storing as inventory, all got damaged. And that was around August. And yung peak season talaga ng chocolate industry is during Christmas season. It was devastating, but I think our faith really stood ground, no, na hindi kami pababayaan ni Lord. There are a lot of friends and family members who helped us monetarily. Pinautang kami. And then we were able to reestablish the company through also help from people in the industry. At that time, we didn't realize that our sales were actually picking up sa e-commerce.
Just when they thought things couldn't get worse, the pandemic hit. 17.7% unemployment, 7.3 million Filipinos out of work overnight. Everyone was scrambling, pivoting, repackaging whatever they had left into something they could sell online. Over 75,000 new online businesses registered during that period. That number sounds impressive until you remember what it actually represents. A desperate need to earn a living during these stressful times. Ken and Sheila were part of that wave. Shopee was too, launching programs to keep sellers like them afloat as the whole country moved its commerce to a screen. By 2021, Philippine e-commerce hit $17 billion, 73 million active online users, and the infrastructure for all of it had been building quietly for years. The pandemic forced everyone's hands to just start using it. A 2025 report from the International Trade Administration projected this to reach $24 billion with a 17% growth throughout 2025.
With Shopee entering and teaching the merchants, ang goal nila really was to get more people on the platform. Ang mga trainings na yon actually helped us with the type of photos that we take. Kailangan pala lagyan ng effort.
So, paano kami nag-sell on Shopee? It's very easy. Hindi mo kailangan ng malaking capital to start. It's actually free. So, ang kailangan lang is mag-sign up ka sa Shopee as a seller, fill it up with your information, and also upload your business documents. Because we are a chocolate seller, we are required to upload our FDA license and also the product registrations of the products that we will sell on Shopee. Dati, ang gamit lang namin is phone, camera, and that is enough if you are starting out. Kung wala tayong lights or any parang studio lights na magagamit, then kami, ang ginagamit namin is natural light. So we shoot it near the window. Ideally, you have up to 7 photos in your product description. For example, if you want na lumabas ka sa search as tablea, you use tablea dun sa mga product description mo or keywords mo para mas lumabas ka rin sa search result.
1, 2.
Para ma-fulfill yung order, merong steps yung Shopee na kailangan namin sundin. First, kailangan namin mag-print ng airway bill. Also, kailangan namin i-pick and pack yung product. So, may guide naman yung Shopee platform kung ano yung mga orders na kailangan namin i-process. And then, yung team namin sa warehouse, kukunin na yung mga products para ma-pack na sila into the orders. Kailangan namin lagyan ng insulation, ice gel, cardboard box para mas protected yung products. And then once that's done, syempre naglalagay din kami ng mga marketing collaterals dun sa loob para mas makilala nila kung sino ba yung Cacao Culture. We have to set it as ready to ship para dumating na yung courier para kunin naman yung mga napack na namin na orders. And yung mga couriers ng Shopee dumarating sa location namin para kunin yung order.
Kasi iba din pag mag-asawa, then also business partners. Number 1, communication. Number 2, respect.
Yes.
And then also, para kang magulang na hindi mo kailangan ipakita na nag-aaway kayo sa harap ng mga empleyado. Diba? We have misunderstandings. We also have disagreements on how to run the company. It needs to boil down to ano ba yung mas makakabuti.
Yung ideas niya, sasabihin niya, yung ideas ko, sasabihin ko, even if magkaiba kami. But at the end of the day, we will come with one decision na isa lang yung sasabihin namin sa team namin or isa lang yung path talaga na pupuntahan namin. So during the pandemic, we thought our mission is to spread love for Philippine chocolate. It's not our mission to be the #1 chocolate brand in the Philippines. It's not that. So we ask our friends just to help them out during this difficult time. Would you want to onboard your products on our platform so that we can help you sell? When we onboarded the first 2 brands, the other brands who are our friends as well ask us, why are you carrying them? Hindi ba competitors nyo sila? Bakit binibenta nyo? So, I think during that time, cooperation was more important than competition. Everyone was struggling. And if we don't sell our products, ultimately, the farmers also would not benefit. Ma-affect yung buong value chain.
The other players in the industry started calling me and asking why are we doing this? Sabi ko, para lang makatulong. If we're able to sell their products, that means that they are able to produce, they're able to employ their employees. Yung farmers na tinutulungan nila, meron din, parang there's a trickle effect.
We decided to rebrand and make Cacao Culture the home of the best Philippine chocolates. So that's when we decided to open up our platform to more chocolate brands. Not just our friends here in Davao, but now we carry actually other chocolate brands from Manila, from Visayas, and from Cagayan de Oro, from where else? Sultan Kudarat, and we're very proud to say that these are all really the best Philippine chocolates that you can buy.
Right now, Philippines is a net importer of chocolate. Now, we consume more chocolate than we actually produce. So the market is there. No, we don't need to export more beans outside. It's more of like, how do we create jobs? How do we make livelihood for the farmers sufficient? Philippines has so much to offer. Cacao is just one of the many things that this country has to offer.
So in 2023, we opened our first physical shop, which is in Huna Subdivision in Matina, Davao City. And then in 2025, we were able to open our second branch, which is Poblacion Market Central naman. We intentionally also wanted to have a cafe because the culture that we want to bring is ibalik natin yung pag-inom ng hot chocolate. O yung hot chocolate, ginagawa yan ng lola ko, ng lolo ko, si Kwate kasi yung tawag dito sa Davao. We wanted the younger generation to also enjoy it. So it's really a cafe and chocolate retail shop in one. We're very proud that Davao region has been hailed as the cacao capital of the Philippines and Davao City is the chocolate capital of the Philippines. We have a lot of good chocolate makers here. Our cacao beans have competed abroad and won different international awards.
Meron nga kami sinasabi ni Shiela na kailangan natin to ng reverse pasalubong. No? Kasi ang usual kasi na pasalubong is that you have family or relatives working abroad. Pag-uwi sila, ang dadalhin nila sa'yo, mga imported na chocolate, di ba? Ang goal namin sa Cacao Culture is that we should reverse this mentality. That when we go out of the Philippines, we bring Philippine chocolates naman and then share it to the world.
So, hindi na lang siya, pag pumunta ka ng Davao, ang bibilhin mo pomelo or durian. Now, they really want to take home and bring home chocolates from Davao and give it to their friends and family abroad or even just in Manila or other provinces in the Philippines.
Kala natin nagbebenta lang tayo ng chocolate, but we're selling Philippine chocolates to a market na siguro less than 10% of the population has just discovered it. No? It's more of like there's a greater purpose to the things that we do. If you ask any other businessman, alin yung pinakamahirap na part ng business, it
Yes.
would be people. Finding the right people that are trustworthy, loyal. And we're very grateful na kaya namin silang iwan ngayon. Kaya nilang patakbohin yung company even without us.
We tell them that they are Philippine chocolate ambassadors. So when they join Cacao Culture, they become an ambassador of Philippine chocolate.
Sa aming mga brand partners, we are very grateful also that you entrusted us to carry your product, share your story. Ang kailangan talaga natin is magtulungan. Is a testament to how the industry is able to work together and lift each other up, not just during the times of success, but also during the hard times as well.
Ako, I cannot see myself
Outside.
doing anything else. Honestly, we were trying to go into other industries or diversify our business. But in those 10 years na nagbe-business kami dito sa Davao, hindi siya nagpo-prosper. And we always come back to cacao, doing cacao and chocolate. In Manila, masyado kaming focus on earning for ourselves, enriching ourselves. Pero nung dumating kami dito sa Davao, parang nagkaroon ng ibang purpose na nakita namin, pwede pala tayong magtayo ng isang company na nakakatulong. Hindi lang para sa atin, pero para sa ibang tao. And ultimately, I think the lesson that we learned along our journey is about stewardship. We're blessed that Ken was able to find that passion in cacao farming and running a business. And ako naman, I found that passion in making chocolates. This was just entrusted to us by God. And what we do with it is a reflection of our faith. We steward it to be a blessing to more people.
Thank you for believing. Yung trust lang na parang, you jump, I jump. Yeah, yun yung...
Isa dun sa sinabi ko during our wedding vows is that we're better together in everything that we do. As long as we're together and we're doing it with the same passion, heart and vision, we will be able to fulfill our dreams, our plans. Wala talaga eh. Ayoko talaga ng iba. Eto lang.